I really like the Red Mountain staff. They're kind and they're understanding about different problems that may come around with my family, and I seem to be getting along with a lot of them. I mean, they're really good people, and they're awesome.
The stuff the things that the caseworker talked about, what Building Healthy Families would do, it kind of brought more of my attention to working on things, not just my kids needing help, but myself as well. It doesn't start from, with the kids, it's what everybody has to work on in the home. And that kind of led me to, work on my sobriety.
When I don't feel that I don't have anything, there's always something that somebody can help me with or encourage me. Because it's been really tough. They do their job well.
I started using respite for the weekend outing for the kids. I thought it was a good way of going out and partying, doing my thing without the kids on my back, having them, be with me while I drank, while I used, and visiting friends. I was having the kids leave but not getting help. I was letting the kids get help but not myself, and yet all that time, and I needed the help because I'm their parent. And so when I, did the counseling with my counselor, I would go and, think about when am I going to ever make a change in my life. And when there was more talk with the respite on the Building Healthy Families and the learning home, I started looking at it as, hey, they're not only going to work with the kids, they're going to work with the whole family. And it brought an interest in me because it was more of help for me and the kids instead of just the kids. And it brought more of, I'm going to get help too, and that's what I wanted. But I never could seek it because it was never out there. It was never known to know that somebody even cared to come out and help our family like that until Building Healthy Families came out.
Having this program, having this staff has been very good. I mean, I've gotten encouragement where I thought maybe I don't have anything. And they've always said that, yes, you do. Always made me feel welcome. They have a lot to offer for anyone or your families. They have a lot to offer, and they do their best at what they do. So, I mean, it's a good program. My son loves coming here, and I like coming here too because it does help me a lot.
With regular counseling, I kind of was lying about my sobriety. What kind of brought out through Red Mountain was going into the home and being sober, knowing that I couldn't use in the home, knowing that it was away from the reservation and a getaway to just be relaxed and know that I had to sober up. And I always had that feeling within me to want to be sober. I just didn't, make that choice to do it until now. I mean, I'm sober today, and it's gonna be about a year in August, I believe. Just knowing that I couldn't use in the learning home, but know that I could have fun in another way.
It's not as hard to get him to, if I ask him to do something, I don't have to ask him more than like twice. And he sometimes I don't have to ask him all right away. If I tell him once, he'll get up and do what he needs to do, and just with no problems. So, I mean, it helps him being in an environment where he is just being a kid. I mean, we don't have that at our house. It's like our home. When we go to the houses, it's like my home. And for once, I get to be in control. I'm sorry. But it's good.
I don't think without the program I could have been in a sober environment, only because I knew that I could lie my way to the counselor. Building Healthy Families, that I it was more expected of going on, oh, okay, I went through a week with being sober because I did building healthy families this week. And so if I go again, I would be okay. And so by that, expecting the other weekend to come and things to work on, how the staff would tell me how to interact out with the kids. And it was kind of difficult in the beginning, but I got used to it. And I've come to a point to overcome that urge of wanting to use, wanting to drink, and now it's doing something good for me. I've stayed clean and I've stayed sober. I made that choice before I found out I was pregnant, to where I had a reason to stay sober and not use during the pregnancy to after having the baby and being sober.
It makes me feel good that I can be there for him, because I'm all he has now. And I try to do my best to be there for him and try to be strong. But it's really hard when, I don't feel I have the support at home, or because his father's not in the picture. It's tough right now, but coming here, it helps me. Knowing that the staff is there for me and they're my support. They're my help. And I need that, because if I can't get it at home, I know where I can get it here.
The change was just, being sober, working myself instead of my kids. Because a lot of the times I see the kids' behavior act out. If not at respite, it would be at home. And I knew I had to make a change, because a lot of it was, I wish you would quit drinking. Or why don't you go get high? Maybe you just need to get high and leave us alone, And there was a lot of negative that came towards me, and I didn't like it. I felt like a slap in the face from my own kid, and never realized what they really wanted.
Being at a learning home makes me feel really good about myself. And just being able to, like I said, have control. Even though it's not my home, I'm in control, because it's there for me to use and to do whatever I need, to make that little home life for him, my son.
I was told from my daughter that I am a good example. She used to say she hated me. She didn't want to be like me. She hated the choices I made in my life. And that was like in the past. And today she can, she tells me she loves me. I tell them when I die, that I want people to talk about the good things about me, not my past, not what's happened in the past. I want them to talk about my future from here on, what I've done. I make chumut for other people. I make fried bread for other people. I am on a rec committee, and I work with other kids and work with the community and make choices on our events and stuff.
I don't get to do this every week. I don't get to do this all for like a whole lot of time. I only have it for like a certain amount of days. But it makes me feel like I'm in control of my family's life. And it makes me feel good that knowing that this is here for me to learn off of, or to get tools. It's really good.
I think I would like to work for Red Mountain. I would like to take back to my community what I've was, shown how to work with the kids, at my kids at home, to giving back to my community. I tell my friends and family that around me that use and drink, that Red Mountain is a support place to go to, I find myself doing the same thing with what I was taught to, talking to other families, telling people that, there is a sober life out there for you. There is a change for us. It's not just the res that we feel like there's nothing out here, because I've thought that way sometimes about the reservation. There's nothing out here for us. We can't do nothing. It's boring out here, and that's what I hear from my kids. But I try and make it, the best I can for them. We don't have much, but we do a lot at home. Me and my 6 kids, and I believe I can, I see myself working and being sober and living a good life from here on.